Hello, Leo. Let me straighten this out for you. Is that good? Yes. Okay. So what are the spiritual messages for Leo and all those who love Leo? What angel do we have? We have Maya. And Maya says, schooling, study, and education help your life's purpose and personal growth at this time. The angels will guide you and help you with this process. So some of you might be in a learning process. It doesn't necessarily have to be school. It could be something like on-the-job training or, online certification, something as minor as that, or something as big as like a university. But it could also be just life lessons in general, things you're learning through others. Let's see what Angel Maya has to say. Angel Maya says, we strongly recommend that you continue your education because the additional information and experience will accelerate the fruition of your life's purpose. You may worry about having the means to go forward with this schooling, but we assure you that everything will be provided to you along the way. This educational process brings you great rewards. It enriches your understanding of your spiritual power, and accelerates your memory and motivation towards your life purpose. We will guide you to teachers, schools, books, funds, schedules, and all of the resources that are plentifully available to you at this time now. So, I feel the need to say that life is continued education. So even if you feel like you have gotten your master's, and have done all the training you need to, perhaps higher education is just something that you need to make a point of continuing throughout your life. Oh, I did it again. I forgot to set my timer. Excuse me, Leo. Hold on 1 second. Let me pause. Okay, thank you, Leo. So when I see this continuing education card paired with prejudices and the Empress reversed, I'm getting a sense that perhaps you feel like, some of you might be feeling like higher education or more education is useless, like it's a bad investment, because the Empress upright is a card about manifestation, about multiplying your resources. So if you've ever heard the phrase, the saying, a man can buy a house, but a woman will make it a home. And then it goes on, continues with various things, But basically, women are the multipliers. You plant the seed in the woman, and the woman grows this life, right? The woman grows this baby inside of her. And so it talks about your ability to create, your ability to manifest, your ability to, again, multiply your resources. So you may have this prejudice against higher education, or perhaps even life lessons if it's not directly like a university or training or anything. But you might think it's not fruitful, because the Empress is all about fruit and fertility, bearing fruit. About nurturing seeds that have been planted and, watching them grow. So let's see what these cards have to say. You may also be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra. The Empress is ruled by Venus, and Taurus and Libra are Venusian energies. A few more shuffles. Thank you, Leo, for your patience. Spirit, 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 please surround us with the warm, light, loving light of God. Please give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all, for Leo and all those who love Leo. One more shuffle. Okay, so we have the Chariot reversed. We have the Lovers, ooh, ooh, and we have Temperance. So there could be a few characters in your life. I see a Cancer here, I see a Gemini here, I see a Sagittarius, but they're all major arcanas, and they're, in your spiritual part of the reading. So, oh, you have 4 right here. So this is a big thing for you, Leo. And all 3 of these talk about balancing 2 separate energies. The Chariot in the traditional Rider-Waite deck talks about, it shows a man who is riding on his chariot. He's riding away from civilized society and into a new frontier. He doesn't know where he's going, but he is confident that his drive will get him to a destination that is more prosperous for him. He doesn't know where he's going. Well, he doesn't know. He's never been to that place, right? He's riding off into the frontier, but he trusts his will and his aim to get there. In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, it shows a white horse and a black horse, and the guy pulling the chariot, it shows the 2 horses going in 2 separate directions. So the chariot talks about self-control, about reining in 2 opposing forces to drive it to the destination you want. So there could be conflict in your life. There could be inner, like, 2 ideas competing in your head. Should I go this way? Should I go that way? And your goal is to bring them together and, like, merge them into a path of your choosing. And this process, throughout this process, you might feel like a little out of control. And I can definitely see how feeling out of control would lead to this feeling of, I can't manifest this, I can't multiply this, I can't create anything because, you know, my life is going 2 separate ways. I don't know which one to choose, and when I get a hold of this horse, the other horse acts up. In this particular deck, we see a rock star holding his guitar on top of a Corvette, and so a little different meaning in this deck, which I'll go ahead and explain, but I do feel the duality throughout the rest of this spiritual section. So we see a rock star on top of a Corvette, and it speaks of fame and fortune and recognition, but upside down you might feel, and you know, Leos are very much about look at me and fame in like the best way. You guys are like perfect showmen, right? You guys are ruled by the sun, you love being in the spotlight, and I love that about Leos because they're so sunny. They brighten everyone's day, so we love that they're in the spotlight. But perhaps the spotlight isn't, like perhaps you're seeing the negative effects of the spotlight, or perhaps you don't want to be in the spotlight right now, but I'm feeling, I'm hearing like maybe you feel like a little bit of a fraud, and I don't want you to feel that way, Leo. Perhaps feeling like a fraud, you might have to get some education or learn some lessons, undergo some personal growth so that you can, you know, be this authentic person, so that you can be this shining star and won't feel like, you know, you have this undeserved pedestal, this undeserved spotlight, this undeserved stage. But again, with the dualities. So the Lovers speaks of 2 dualities, right? It speaks of masculine energy and feminine energy, and these 2 complementary energies come together to make a team, right? So these 2 opposing energies, they seem like they don't go together, but when paired together, they're actually the perfect match. They're actually the perfect team. And solo, they're great, right? But solo, they take on different characteristics. Together, they take on a whole new characteristic. It's kind of like a man can buy a house, but a woman can make it a home, right? So taking a resource or taking something that's already existing and making it bigger than you could have ever dreamed of it being, right? And right here we see they are under what looks like an apple tree. So there's lots of growth, there's lots of fruit, right? There's fruit here. The Empress is all about bearing fruit and being abundant. and, you know, juicy and healthy and fertile. And so we see a lot of juicy, healthy, fertile apples up here too. And then we go on to temperance, and temperance again has that duality. So temperance talks about moderation, balance, talks about a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So it can speak of like recipes, like having the right ingredients for the best possible outcome. Having equal amounts of sugar as you do flour, right? Equal amounts of, or even 4 parts water and 3 parts flour. But it's about very measured steps to get to your goal. And there's a definite goal here and a definite destination you want to reach. I don't think you know what that destination is right now, and it's going to take a lot of this balancing act, a lot of working with seemingly different forces and finding the right recipe, finding the right balance, finding the right complementary elements, and having control within yourself to guide these forces along. The Empress reverse can also talk about low self-esteem. If you are a female Leo, you might be suffering from, you know, not feeling like a sexy mama. It's my sexy mama card. She is beautiful, you know, maternal goddess, just queen. She's my favorite card, actually. I could go on and on about her. I'm a Libra, so of course she represents Libra. I love her very much. But she is beauty. So whenever it's reversed, it can talk about not feeling as beautiful as you once felt. And that could be a lack of control too, right? You may feel out of control with your partner. But let's see what the other cards have to say. So for your money, career, and health, you got 2 oracle cards, so I'll read them both. But let's see, you have Joy paired with King of Staves. Ooh, I like it. You're the King of Staves. Or you could be dealing with an Aries, another Leo, or a Sagittarius, but King of Staves is a fire sign. King of Staves is big man on campus, right? He is very popular, very funny, very likable, wins all the sports competitions. He gets all the accolades. He wins all the Oscars. He's a star, but he's very warm, and he likes to lift people up, and has like a really warm laugh. And I like how it's paired with joy. That's like perfect. That's so Leo. Like Leo and King of Staves. That's perfect. So this is in your money, health, and career. And you have the Bone Collector and Into the Unknown. I chose to keep Into the Unknown because it popped out like 2 or 3 times, and I just decided, fine, I get your message. Okay, I understand. I will give it to Leo. So in your money, career, and health, we have the Bone Collector. Let me read that to you. And she is an old woman. Looks kind of crazy, actually. And the animals really like her. We see a clock here. And we see a clock, so that's a circular symbol right here. But we also see a circular, like, aura going around her. And it looks like a music, like the music staves with the music notes, right? but it has a different language on it. So it's like music and words in a ring, which is really cool. It's like an alien music thing. I like it. We also have, she's a bone collector, so we have like taxidermy elements up here. We have a skull of a deer, and I don't know what this skull is, but it's definitely talking about skulls, the dead. I think it's a good card though, as I recall. Okay, the bone collector says, you are whole and have everything you need within. When the bone collector appears, she is asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you're fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. Whenever you're wounded, especially when you're young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt and accept a particular version of the truth that then sets us up to behave in a certain way in the future when faced with a situation that reminds us of the original event. What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by a perception of limitation. We may feel unworthy or without courage. You may see yourself as flawed or unlovable or expect to be criticized. No matter what your question, the bone collector reminds you that the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. You are the King of Staffs, right? A powerful being with limitless possibilities. Where'd you go? She has kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding and is here for you as you reclaim it now. You have everything you believe you lack, and the bone collector is your inner resource. Act as if you have what you need, and you'll find you have it after all. Anything is possible. With awareness, the wounds of the past need not define you. So this could be like an insecurity in your career as far as striving for professional goals and being met with defeat, or, you know, perhaps it's this education aspect. Maybe you had some trouble in school and so you might be fearful of going back to school. And we have into the unknown too, so perhaps there's a fear of going into the unknown, but remember that, you know, you're capable, you are the King of Staffs, you are awesome, and to be in your power. And don't let that wound affect your, you know, this unknown position. So let's see this into the unknown. This card always reminds me of Bellatrix Lestrange, if you guys are familiar with Harry Potter. So it always throws me off because, of course, Into the Unknown is pretty positive. And, but she so looks like Bellatrix. We see a little bird. He's so cute. And then lots of growth on the side. A curtain, so lots of drama. Like Leos like drama. Being a star, being famed. Being in the spotlight. But she's blindfolded, so she doesn't know. So in your money, career, and health. I feel like this is more career than it is health or money. But apply, take whatever, use it however it applies to you. So Into the Unknown says, trust and all will be revealed. Into the Unknown says, life is an adventure and often new opportunities will arise that you won't know how to deal with. This is one of those times. You're required to trust that this is a new phase. Trust that this new phase will reveal wonders and miracles as you step into unknown territory. Imagine that you are not only a pathfinder, but a path maker. I like it. It's like this King of Staffs. He makes the path. He improvises. Whatever your inquiry, trust that you'll be safe. Stay aware as you discover new and marvelous territories and valuable treasures. Cool. I like it. So Spirit, 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 can you give me clarification on joy and the King of Staffs? I want to also say, if you are a woman, gender doesn't really matter in these general readings. So you could be a woman or a man. King is not exclusive to a man. It just means having mastery over the fiery element within. Spirit, 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 please surround us with the warm, light, loving light of God. Please give us clarity on joy and the King of Staves. Please, for Leo and all those who love Leo in their money, health, and career. 8 of Pentacles, reversed, okay. Spirit, 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 could you get this clarification on joy, the King of Staves? For Leo and all those who love Leo and their money, health, and career. Thank you, thank you, thank you. One more shuffle. Five of Pentacles and Knave of Pentacles, excuse me. So it's good you have Pentacle energy. What I am seeing is the 8 of Pentacles is a card about apprenticeship. It's a card about craftsmanship. So it's a card, and I'm seeing this education element again. It's like repeated throughout this. So this is definitely apprenticeship. This is definitely education. This is definitely learning a new skill. But you do that skill over and over and over and over and over again until you craft it into perfection. In the traditional Rider-Waite deck, it shows a man who is chiseling away at 8 different coins. And he's done this so much and so often that he can basically chisel these coins in his sleep and they will each be perfect. He knows exactly how to make the perfect coin. In this deck, it shows a tattoo artist. So a tattoo artist has to perfect his craft, right? A tattoo artist has to apprentice and practice until he gets skilled where he can, this is a goat, so you might be dealing with Capricorn, until he can tattoo the perfect image onto other people's skin. In this particular deck, we see a little spy spying in on this other tattoo artist. And because it's reversed, I feel like in your career, in the career front, there is a lack of experience, at least on the new path into the unknown, right? Into this new path that you might be cultivating. There might be a lack of experience, but I feel like it's like you're trying to cheat a little bit. Like you don't want to put in the work. You don't want to go to school. You don't want to apprentice. You don't want to practice. You just want like the skill without putting in the elbow grease. And so you're kind of like spying on other people who have mastery over their career, who have mastery over their professional life, who have mastery over their skill and their craft. Because we move into the Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles is a card about lack. It's a poverty card, definite poverty mindset. So it's about not seeing the abundance in life, feeling left out in the cold. In the traditional deck, we see a couple in threadbare clothes and they're out in the snow outside of a church. And they feel like they've been kicked out of the church, but if they just walk into the church, they will see that they have all the emotional support that they need, and that loss of money is a temporary upset. So in this deck, the Five of Pentacles is a man outside of a hospital room, and I always think like he's waiting on bad news. Like he feels like he's gonna hear bad news. I always feel like it's someone he loves, you know. Hold on one sec. So I always feel like he's worried about someone he loves from the outside, but it's definitely a feeling of lack. Like he's lacking the faith that his loved one is going to be healthy and happy. He's lacking the faith that he's going to get good news. And so, but the whole poverty and loss card, I can see it paired with this in your money and career, because it's like, you know, you don't want to waste your time with this training, but without it, you are bound to feel this lack. Like you are always going to feel this lack unless you put in the effort. But something new is going to turn around soon because you're moving into an energy of the Knave of Pentacles. And the Knave of Pentacles is a very eager little boy. You could be dealing with a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. Again, we have the Capricorn goat right here. But the Knave of Pentacles is an offer of a job. And the Knave of Pentacles is an immature energy. So you may not be, or it's like a message of a job. I feel like this is you like knocking on doors, like putting in resumes, filling out applications, going on interviews. And it's this immature energy that you haven't developed the professional skills that you need to. But if you have an eagerness to learn, then that's going to carry you through this transition. The Knave of Pentacles, he wants to work hard. He wants to put in the service. He wants to earn things the right way, right? He wants to be good at his job. He wants to I see this ring, like infinity ring. It's like a triple infinity that he's holding behind his back, this gold infinity. So it's like he crafted it and he is waiting for someone to be like, oh, that's a good job, right? He wants to do a good job. So if you have this eagerness to learn, if you have this eagerness to please, if you have this eagerness to work hard to perfect your craft, then that will carry you through any feelings of lack, any feelings of poverty, any feelings of feeling left out and not being at the level of professionalism that you want. And it's going to bring you a lot of joy, and of course you're going to be in the spotlight because that's you. So just, I think, gravitate towards opportunities that bring you this joy, that bring out your sunshine. But remember, you have to put in the effort, especially if this into the unknown, this different, you might be going through a career change, I'm feeling. So if this career change, or thinking about a career change, so if this changing career is bringing you a sense of joy, definitely go for that. But remember, put in the work. Okay, for love, we have stability. That's good. Paired with justice. Ooh, so you definitely might be dealing with a Libra. Justice is the Libra card too. And justice talks about like karmic justice, right? It's like if you have had all these crappy relationships in the past and like relationships where you're like, why, God? Like, why did you put me through this hell? Why did I have to, you know, get my heart broken by that jerk? Justice says that you're finally going to receive that, you're finally going to receive that karmic justice, right? You have learned your lessons. You know, even if you say like, why, God, did you put me through that? You might have learned like, maybe I should do X, Y, and Z in relationships next time. So you've learned all these lessons and now it's time for the reward. Now it's time for, you know, when we say karma's a bitch, or when we say karmic relationships, we often think of the negative side, right? But it's not always negative. There's good karma and there's bad karma. And when the justice card is upright, that's good karma. So your karma is something that's very stable and something that's very fair and something that's very just. And that is awesome, Leo. Let's see what your oracle card says. Your oracle card is consider your foundation. I really like this card. It says, you're being asked to look at how committed you are to love. And we see a house here. We see a couple. Oh, it's so sweet. Who's arm in arm. They got their arms wrapped around each other. Two little angels here. Two foxes. Two raccoons. So it's like divine partner. And candles in the sky. And, you know, commitment can sometimes be a difficult thing because we go through ups and downs, and sometimes we're a butthole, and sometimes we are, you know, sweet, loving, happy creatures, but we're not always at our 100%, and so likewise, our partner isn't going to be at 100% all the time. So it takes a lot of sacrifice and forgiveness and patience and just dedication to each other, knowing that you guys share the same values and the same life goals with each other. Because a house, you know, a house takes a lot of effort. A house takes, when you're shopping for a house, you know, the one person might have a list of priorities and the other person might have an entirely different list, and the trick is to merge those into one house. And owning a house, you have maintenance, you have to keep it clean, you have to pay property tax. So it's about pairing with someone, and I mean, again, it's the stability, right? It's about sharing your life with someone and being committed to building with them, building a house, building a stable foundation. We also have a crescent moon here, and as I'm reading this, we're on a waxing crescent. So, Spirit, thank you. Could you give us clarification on stability and justice for Leo and all those who love Leo for their love and personal life? Thank you, Spirit. Could you give us clarification on stability and justice for Leo and all those who love Leo and their love and personal life? One more. Knight of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Devil. It's okay. Don't worry. Okay, so Knight of Pentacles, again, you could be dealing with a Taurus too, because we have the Empress, right? The Empress was Taurus or Libra. The Hierophant is also Taurus. Justice is also Libra, so have your pick. But we also have the Knight of Pentacles here, and the Knight of Pentacles is a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, so definitely Taurus. But it can also speak of a new job. It can speak of bringing your partner gifts. It can speak of your partner getting a new job or you getting a new job and it bringing this new excitement into the relationship. But the Knight of Pentacles is a very slow-moving energy. He is someone who, and it could be, again, any gender, male or female. But the Knight of Pentacles is someone who moves very slowly, but he always reaches his goal. But he can tread, just tread mud getting there. He's always going to reach his goal, but it can seem like he's taking forever. It can seem like he's not moving. It can seem like he'll never get to you, but he offers stability. He offers very earthly things. So there might be some material stability that's coming your way, a home, partner gets a new job, something like that, but it might not come as fast as you would like it to. You might also be getting married. The Devil can also speak of contracts, and the Hierophant is a traditional card. The Hierophant is like the Pope. He's like the High Priest. And it's funny, we have like Devil and God, right? So it's like, I don't see the Devil as bad in your reading right now. I mean, you could be dealing with you could be dealing with temptations, you could be dealing with addictions, you could be dealing with doubts and fears surrounding this love, you could be dealing with codependent relationships or toxic relationships, but I really, based on all the cards, I don't think the Devil is bad in this case. I feel like what this is saying is your partner is like, it's like a naughty and nice element, right? So the devil, it can also talk about like good sex, steamy, hot sex, so good for you. The Hierophant is like God cards. So the Hierophant is traditional weddings, traditional marriages, traditional way of doing things. It's doctrine. It's looking at the Bible and saying, or looking at any sacred text and saying, you know, this is how it's done. This is how it must be done. And it can talk, I always see these sheep. So it could talk about like leading sheep. So perhaps you need to lead your partner if they're moving super slow. You need to like lead them a little bit, like lead them into the light. Because we have the home here with the devil, there could definitely be contractual things because the devil can speak of contracts, being bound, signing things. Could also be marriage because, again, the Hierophant is the church. Signing contracts to get married. Might seem like a slow process. Let me see what I get with these. I just got that your partner might be taking you on like a wild weekend with this Corvette. And they might be taking you to a rock concert. Get a tattoo. That's like a devil, like naughty, nice, like spice up your life type of thing. I really don't think it's like the horrible devil side. I just want to reiterate that. I think it's like spice of life. This contract, this stability might be surrounding a new car. There might be gifts of tattoos or cars or guitars. I just heard, like, maybe you're tattooing your partner's name. Don't do it! Don't do it! Your partner might be suffering from an illness. I'm sorry if that's the case. I hope they get better soon. I feel like they're gonna get better. If you are getting married, it's probably gonna be traditional. We also, excuse me, we have an angel. The Temperance is usually an angel. It's a little different in this deck, but I always see it as an angelic energy. So we have the angel and the devil. In your quest to elevate in professionalism, to take on another career, you might have two opposing forces. Again, that duality, remember? Two opposing forces of like angel and devil on your shoulder. So you might have like a, like you might go into work thinking like, I don't want to go into work today. Maybe I should call off and go shopping. That's like the devil on your shoulder. And the angel is like, no, be a good girl or good boy, whatever. And suck it up and, you know, just put on a happy face and do what you need to do to pay the bills. So you might be struggling with that. That might be what you need to rein in. Thank you, Leo. I really enjoyed your reading. I love you very much, and I hope to see you next month. Bye.